continent away, Grogar the skeletal ram stood on a smooth outcropping of rock in the smooth, flooded Badlands, and watched the pony's despair reflected in the pale white glow of the enchanted slime pool. His jawbone clacked as he let out a raspy chuckle.
Well, it seems they brought back Megan after all. And here I was about to start worrying.
Long, jagged, snaking shadows crept at the edges of the light from the slime pool. A rumbling growl made the still air shiver. Grogar turned to peer at the darkness. The red pinpoints that served as his eyes narrowed.
Yes, my minions. It's your turn now. Time to make up for your earlier misdeeds. After all, the best time to strike a foe is when they've lost hope.
He turned back to the slime pool and looked down at it.
After centuries of scheming, my time has come at last, and Equestria's bright future is a thing of the past. The smooth is pouring onwards, and nothing can stop its flow. Princesses, are you watching? I hope you enjoy the show. One sludge, and slime, and eyeballs have covered everything. I'll stand upon the ruins and crown myself their king.
His horns glowed. The pool swirled and undulated, resolving itself into the gently rippling image of an orange pony curled up in despair in a cart, floating adrift in the slime. It shifted to a cyan Pegasus stomping down the halls of Canterlot Castle, face streaked with angry tears. Then again to the lunar princess, alone on a balcony, her own expression unreadable.
How can you face another dawn, little ponies? There's nothing left to hope for.
The view shifted to a blonde human girl, paddling a hastily constructed raft into the smooths to flee Canterlot. Grogar's smile darkened. Nearly purring, he murmured,
Megan, they actually brought you here to help them. How wonderful.
Slightly muffled, Megan's voice emanated from the image.
The doctors always told me that this place was in my head. So, they're wrong, or I've gone crazy.
She set down her oar and let the raft drift.
It's just like I remember. Pain and horror everywhere. Why'd that pony even bring me? I'm not their superhero.
She slumped down. She hugged her legs, resting her head on her knees.
I'm not anything at all.
The view swirled into the newly ascended Princess Twilight on the castle's front steps, looking down at the refugees. Her face was a mask of pain and barely restrained grief.
Oh, little princess, you've had your sweet, and now taste the sour side of ruling. There's nothing left.
The image shifted to Celestia, alone in her unlit chambers. She stared into the fireplace, as if the answers to all the questions in the universe could be found in the cold coals. She whispered to herself,
There's nothing left to hope for.
Her wings drooped. Her head hung down, and a tear slid down her alabaster cheek. Grogar's coiled horns flared, and the slime pool's glow snuffed out. He unleashed an echoing laugh, and was soon joined in his sadistic glee by the deep, throaty cackling of the growing horde of smooth, splattered dragons gathering around him.
A large cargo ship had arrived at Brendam Docks. Duck and Toby were present, overseeing the transfer. Although they knew it was coming, they were still surprised to see that it was a diesel engine. The only engine more surprised than Toby and Duck was Diesel himself. The new engine was sleek and modern-looking. Without saying a word, the engine quietly purred away to find a siding. The next engine off the cargo ship was a Class 08 shunter, just like Diesel. Later, Thomas and Percy witnessed another new diesel arrive off the cargo ship. It was a Class 46 diesel, and it was larger than the others. Wait a second. I recognize that diesel. Has he been here before? Yeah, he has been here before, didn't he? Oh, that's right. He didn't he break down with all those tankers a few years ago? Yes. What do we call him? Spam Cam. That's it. Yeah, Spam Cam. That's what we called him. I remember that. Later, the engines watched as the final diesel arrived off the ship. As it was lowered onto the rails, a collective gasp rang out amongst the engines.
What? What? No, take it back.
Wait, what? No, it can't be. But it was. The Class 42 warship, known only as 10. Why, hello there. It's been a while, hasn't it? Whatever plans you have. Yeah. Look, I haven't got time for chit-chat. I'm a little busy replacing you. Ta-ta.
you see who I really am, but you'll never know me every day. It's as if I play a part. Now I see if I wear a mask, I can fool the world, but I cannot fool my heart. It's that girl I see staring straight back at me. When will my reflection show who I am inside? I am now in a world where I have to hide my heart and what I believe in. But somehow I will show the world what's inside my heart and be loved for who I am. Oh, who is that girl I see staring straight back at me? Why is my reflection someone I don't know? Must I pretend that I'm someone else for all time? When will my reflection show who I am inside? There's a heart and must be free to fly. That burns with the need to know the reason why. We all can't see what we think and how we feel. But there be a secret me I'm forced to hide. I will pretend I'm someone else for all time. When will my reflection show who I am inside? When will my reflection show who I am inside?
It was 7 in the morning, and an engine had not yet arrived at Knapford Station. The station masters and passengers alike were both equally confused.
This is an outrage. This never would have happened if Sir Topham Hatt were still alive.
And the passengers went off to complain to Alfred Herman.
Sir, you've been neglecting your railway. What's your explanation?
What are you talking about?
There was no morning train, and Gordon usually comes through every morning at 7 and picks us up. He wasn't there this morning.
Oh, gee, I must have forgotten to schedule it. Sorry, I've been kind of preoccupied lately.
You know there are a lot of men on the island who won't be getting to work this morning because of you?
Why, yes. Yes, there are. That gives me an idea. All men on the island all meet here every morning.
Oh, but no, sweetheart, you can't. You just...
What do you want?
can't see it like I do. It's not the life that's meant for you. Oh, why? Oh, why? Losing promise, I don't know what to do. Seeking answers, I fear I won't get through to you. I'll try, and I'll try, I'll try, and I'll try.
Oh, hello there. Welcome to the Steamworks. How may I help you? Hello? What are you doing? Stop that.
Bring him in.
In the moonlight, cool and clean, and all I've ever known, all I've ever wanted. Sweet perfumes of incense, graceful rooms of alabaster stone, all I ever wanted. This is my home, with my father, mother, and brother, oh so noble, oh so strong. Now I am home, here among my trappings and belongings I belong. And if anybody doubts it, they couldn't be more wrong. I am a sovereign heir of Egypt, child of a proud history that's shown. It's on every wall. Surely this is all I ever wanted, all I ever wanted, all I ever wanted.
Victor, what are you doing here? Oh, Percy, it's terrible. The Diesels have taken over the Steamworks. They kicked me out. What? Percy took Victor to the Skarloey Railway, where he was loaded onto the rails. Percy left and then returned to the sheds to tell the other engines what he had heard. The engines were incredibly upset by this news, and eventually it was decided that Gordon would go and investigate the Steamworks.
Who controls the British crown? Who keeps the metric system down? We do. We do. Who gets Atlantis off the maps? Who keeps the Martians under wraps? We do. We do. Who holds back the electric car? Who makes the Gutenberg a
When the gods send you a blessing, you don't ask why it was sent.
That evening, 10 was overseeing a shipment of cargo, but an unusually large cargo ship had rolled into the docks. What was unloaded was most certainly not ordinary cargo. At first, 10 did not recognize the strange engine in front of him, but when he squinted his eyes sufficiently, he recognized a familiar face. "Hey, Pinchy, it's been ages since I've seen you." "Andy, didn't even recognize you at first." "Yep, it's me." A lot of time to think. My strongest advice is that you stick with me. I've got big plans for this railway, but I can't do them alone. It's got to be a team effort. You and me, Pinchy. We're gonna bring this pathetic island to its knees.
Right here, right now, I put the offer out. I don't wanna chase you down, I know you see it. You run with me, and I can cut you free out of the drudgery, the walls you keep in. So trade your typical for something colorful, and if it's crazy, live a little crazy. You can play it sensible, a king of conventional, or you can risk it all. Don't you wanna get away from the strain? Oh, but you gotta play, 'cause I got what you need, so come with me and take the ride. It'll take you to the other side, 'cause you can do like you do, or you can do like me. Stay in the cage, or you finally take the key. Oh, damn, suddenly you're free to fly. It'll take you to the other side.
Okay, my friend, you want to cut me in. Well, I hate to tell you, but it just won't happen. So thanks, but no, I think I'm good to go. 'Cause I quite enjoy the life you say I'm trapped in. Now I admire you, and that will show you do. You're onto something, really it's something. But I live among the swells, we don't pick up peanut shells. I'll have to leave that up to you. Don't you know that I'm okay with every down part I get to play? 'Cause I get what I need and I don't wanna take the blame. I don't need to see the other side, so go and do like you do. I'm good to do like me. Ain't in the cage, so I don't need to take the key. Oh, yeah, can't you see I'm doing fine? I don't need to see the other
Is this
side.
really how you like to spend your days? Whiskey, misery, and parties and play.
If I were mixed up with you, I'd be the talk of the town. Disgraced and disowned, another one of the clowns.
When you will finally live a little, finally laugh a little, just let me give you the freedom to dream, and it'll wake you up and cure your aching. Take your walls and start unbreaking. Now that's a deal that seems worth taking, but I guess I'll leave that up to you.
Well, it's intriguing, but to go would cost me greatly. So what percentage of the show would I be taking?
Well, fair enough, you'd want a piece of all the action. I'd give you 7. We could shake and make it happen.
I wasn't born this morning. 18 would be just
Why not just go ahead and ask for nickels on the dime?
15,
I do 8,
12,
maybe 9.
10.
So we can do like me.
robot isn't waterproof.
Yeah, but it's shark-proof.
So long and good riddance. You have got to be kidding me!
When did he get here?
Last thing I remember, I was burned to a crisp by the volcano, and Chris sealed me up in that robot suit to heal. It feels so good to be free after all this time. I must thank Scott for his cowardice.
Yes, go, Alejandro!
I was stuck in that robot suit for a year. My legs are so asleep. It's like they're in a coma. Wakey, wakey. Nothing.
It isn't that I'm ungrateful for all the things that I've earned, for all the journeys I have taken, all the lessons that I have learned. But I wonder where I'm going now, what my role is meant to be. I don't know how to travel to a future that I can see. I have my wings, I wear this crown. I'm a prince and this is true. But it's still unclear to me just what I am meant to do. I wanna have a purpose, wanna do all that I can. I wanna make a contribution, I wanna be a part of the plan.
Your destiny's uncertain, and that's sometimes hard to take. But it will become much clearer with every new choice you make. Patience is never easy. I understand wanting more. I know how hard it is to wait, to spread out your wings and soar. But you stand here for a reason. You're gifted and you are strong. That crown is upon your head because you belong. Know that your time is coming soon. As the sun rises, so does the moon. As love finds a place in every heart, you are a princess. You'll play your part. We understand you wanting more. A chance to shine, a chance to soar. But soon will come the day it turns around. Know that your time is coming soon. As the sun rises, so does the moon. As love finds a place in every heart, you are a princess. You'll play your part. You are a princess. You'll play your part.
When Gordon recounted the story that evening, the engines were very upset. What are we going to do? What if we break down? Who's going to fix us? Where do we go? This doesn't even feel like Sodor anymore. Well, Toby, what do you think? You always have some kind of wise assessment. You know, I really don't know. I mean, of all my years on Sodor, I've never had something like this happen. This has been a crazy few months. I mean, the Fat Controller's dead, half the island is gone. This doesn't even feel like a railway anymore. What we need is a controller. Yes, that's right. I mean, what good is a railway without a controller? Yeah, He's alive. Is it really you? Do any of you know where I can... Toby!
What? What? No, take it back, take it back, take it back.
Twilight Sparkle pushed aside the 4 teetering towers of books on the Canterlot Castle Royal Library's largest work table, and then magicked down 3 more piles. She pulled out 3 tomes, set them down side by side, and started leafing through them all at once.
Your Highness?
The blonde-maned earth pony Hoof Maiden had approached with such silence that Twilight had not even noticed her.
Yes? What is it?
Twilight did not look up. The mare scuffed at the floor with a front hoof.
Oh, it's just that you've been in here all night. I wondered if you needed anything, Your Highness. Perhaps some food?
No, I'm fine. I have to find a solution. I don't have time to eat.
Twilight frowned.
And you don't have to call me that.
The mare gave a quick curtsy.
Yes, Princess. Sorry, Princess.
Twilight heaved a sigh as the mare backed out of the room. The night felt like it had passed in moments, especially after Spike had fallen asleep. The little dragon was curled up in the corner, half buried under a pile of unshelved scrolls. Hours of study and dozens of books and scrolls had turned up practically nothing of value.
What am I missing?
Twilight asked the silent room and her snoozing assistant. When the alicorn opened her eyes a crack, her gaze settled on the spine of one of the storybooks on a low-set shelf before her. The book's title read, How the Megan Saved the Day. Twilight stared at it for a silent moment, and then she got to her hooves, magicked her mane straight, and levitated the book off the shelf.
This is ridiculous. I've looked up ancient myths and legends before, but bedtime stories?
She sat down in front of the work table, set down the book, and then opened it. Antique illustrations of ponies, standing alongside the odd bipedal figure of the Megan, were accompanied by a doggerel verse in swirling, cursive mouthwriting.
When pony lives hung by a thread, the Megan rose and bravely said, Though darkness now may shroud your eyes, the sun is surely going to rise.
Twilight ran a hoof over the illustration of the otherworldly creature, noting the long spidery paws, the missing tail, and the awkwardly straight hind legs. She shuddered.
Creepy. Friend of wing and hoof and horn, and foe of every monster born, the Megan came on Rainbow's light to vanquish evil with her might. Rainbow's light. Just like when... No, that's silly.
She turned the page.
Foul magic brought an awful curse, dark and dreary, dank and worse. The evil presence sang to show how it relished spreading pain and woe.
The illustration showed a purple shadow spreading over the land, covered in sneering, ghostly faces. Ponies fled in terror, but the Megan approached in the distance, followed by silhouetted Pegasi. Twilight read on.
The Megan summoned fairy friends from where the south horizon ends. The fair folk's light of blazing gold purged the evil's dark hold.
Twilight frowned at the picture of elegant, sharp-featured Pegasi with insect antennae.
Fairies now? Please.
She leaned in closer, studying the strangely familiar design of the creature's wings. She raised an eyebrow.
But then, I never did find out where that gossamer wing spell I used on Rarity first came from.
She caught herself and blushed at her own whimsy.
Every pony's counting on me. I shouldn't be wasting time with a bedtime story for fools.
She turned the page.
The ponies cheered her victory and came from miles around to see. The one who saved them, one and all, by answering their desperate call. But not long past that joyous day, the Megan had to go away. For reasons clear to understand, she missed her home and native land. Though she's returned from whence she came, you may yet see her just the same. For the Megan will one day come back, and at her side.
Spike snorted and sputtered in confusion as Twilight magicked him onto her back and galloped out of the library.
One of Toby's side rods. No. Oh no. Phil told the engines what he had found, and they were very upset. I, for one, am absolutely sick to death of this mysterious entity coming and going however he pleases and messing with us. Someone needs to find his identity and do something about him. This prompted Percy to do something that some may consider rather out of character for him. Andy the Diesel was taking a brief rest from being an occupant of the Sodor Steamworks. His fellow petrol-guzzling compatriots had given him quite a migraine. What's this supposed to be? Some sort of green caterpillar with red stripes? Disgraceful. Be off with you. This is the Diesel end of the island. Are you Mr. M? You know what I see? I see a holocaust of steam, where all of your kind are suddenly and unceremoniously ripped from the rails and stored by the thousands in yards, packed in like sardines, left out to be exposed to the elements, left to sit and rust, their remaining useful parts being gradually cannibalized and reused to assist in the proliferation of the very machine that replaced you. I see a sudden and complete takeover of the diesel engine. I see a modern age of beautiful technology, a revolution in the design and usage of our kind, a renaissance of the locomotive. I see the few remaining members of your kind being subjected to the embarrassment of being placed on a heritage railway, a place where men pretend to have traveled back in time to the era in which the artifact known as the steam engine served any kind of useful purpose whatsoever. A place where the utter obsolescence of the steam engine is acknowledged and celebrated. I have a great vision for the future, and you are not in it.
Megan awoke, stiff and sore, with the stench of burnt rubber filling her nostrils.
What? Where am I?
She opened her eyes to the sight of a town soaked with dark purple smooths.
No, it's not real.
She tried to stand up, but faltered on all fours when the wooden raft beneath her tilted ominously.
Whoa!
She tensed, her stance wide, until the makeshift boat steadied itself.
Okay. That felt pretty real.
She carefully shifted into sitting cross-legged, and then hid her face in her hands. She groaned.
What happened? I haven't had a full relapse in 10 years. Why? What's wrong with me? What if nothing's wrong? What if it's all real? What if you're back in Ponyland?
The thought crept up unbidden, tempting Megan with its soothing surrender of sanity. It would be so easy to give in to the madness. Megan violently shook her head.
Ponies can't talk. Unicorns don't exist. Pegasi don't exist. Horses can't be pastel colors or have rainbow manes or tails. Horse eyes are made of collagen fibers and pigmented epithelium, not jewels.
She reached into her shirt and pulled out a heart-shaped metal locket covered in bright red lacquer and strung on a thick cord. She opened it, revealing a smooth, mirrored, and utterly empty interior.
Magic isn't real.
As if in answer, a soft sob echoed in the silent distance. Megan closed the locket and stuffed it back inside her shirt. She looked in the direction of the cry. The wooden cart was floating in the smooths, slowly drifting on the stuff's unnatural currents, and whoever was inside the cart was crying. Megan stifled the urge to call out. Instead, she sat still and did nothing. From inside the cart, a female voice spoke.
Mama! Mama! I'm sorry I let you down.
Megan frowned. Her hallucinations were playing dirty.
I tried to do right. I tried to keep the family and the farm safe,
The voice lost itself to further sobs. Megan's raft was slowly drifting closer to the cart. She wiped her eyes. The smoothie's stink was clearly making them water, and then squeezed her knees with her hands.
Stop being stupid. She's not real.
I don't know what to do.
Megan took a slow, deep breath and let it out with a resigned sigh.
Fine. Just this one. Just shut her up. Here we go again. Oh, come on. It'll be okay. You'll see.
Megan said half-heartedly. She rolled her eyes. She could no more promise that than she could promise to lasso the moon and ride home on a moonbeam. The pony in the cart shifted.
It's not! They're all gone! I just bugged Dad while all my nearest and dearest kid got...
The pony jerked to her hooves and reared up over the edge of the cart to shout.
It's never gonna be okay!
Megan shared the pony's gasp when their eyes met.
Oh my God. Applejack!
Megan scrambled for the oar and paddled her raft closer with desperate splashing strokes. Applejack's jaw dropped further, for the moment shock burying her grief.
What? How do you... What in Celestia's name are you? You silly pony? It's me, Megan.
Megan croaked through the sudden lump in her throat. The raft bumped into the edge of the drifting cart. Megan reached out and seized Applejack in her arms.
I thought you were dead.
She squeezed the pony close, looked up, and whispered,
This is a thank you, right? For playing along?
Applejack squirmed in the strange creature's grasp.
The? Megan? Like in the stories?
She raised an eyebrow.
But I ain't... For crying out loud, it's just a name!
She squirmed harder. Megan frowned.
No, it's you. You've got the same name, the same coat, even your little butt symbol.
Megan slid a hand over Applejack's cutie mark.
Hey now!
Applejack shoved her back and sat down heavily in the cart.
Quit fooling around. This ain't the time nor the place.
Megan nodded.
You're right. We should leave. Find some high ground where the smooths can't get to us.
Applejack shook her head.
I can't just turn tail and go. My family's stuck in this awful stuff. Big Macintosh and Granny Smith and a little apple bloom.
She met Megan's gaze.
You're the Megan, right? Well, can't you help? And yeah, here it comes. Sorry, brain. One familiar face won't make me give up on getting better.
Megan sighed in annoyance.
Screw your granny! We gotta get out of here!
Applejack's forehead smashed into Megan's face in a blur of orange and yellow. The human fell back onto the raft, clutching her nose and groaning. Applejack's lunge had taken her out of the cart. She stood on the raft and stared down at Megan with fire in her eyes.
Don't you ever talk about my granny like that!
Megan hovered her hand over her own face and strained to focus her watering eyes on the blood covering her fingers.
What? I don't care if you are the Megan. No one puts down my family. I'd do anything for him. Anything!
Megan stared at the panting, scowling pony. She heard the hiss of her breath. She smelled the stink of the smooze. She tasted blood. She felt the rough wood beneath her and the sting of pain in her nose and upper lip. And she sensed the honest heartache and fearsome rage radiating from this same but different Applejack. This warm, breathing, talking, living thing.
Son of a bitch.
Megan whispered.
I'm really here.
Join us. Take your place on my council.
As you command, my lord.
As I command. I commanded you to bring back the ninja, yet you have all returned empty-handed.
Actually, I would say, as you command, in response to you saying, join us. So, in that respect, technically...
Silence! I gave you everything. New powers, weapons, an army of crystal warriors. Will you fail me at every turn? You have done well, Haruhi. Dispatch my army, launch the Dragonites, find this warehouse and destroy it. But not the ninja. Leave them for me.
Princess Celestia tilted her head inquisitively.
I was just going to check on the refugees, Twilight. What's all this about?
Twilight Sparkle stopped in front of Celestia on the castle's front stairs. Spike hopped off her back. Twilight magically waved the storybook before Princess Celestia's eyes and held it open to the page that bore the shocking passage.
It's this! You see? This is it! It all makes sense! This is why the Megan didn't act like she was supposed to. If I can find Applejack, bring her here, and cure her somehow, then the Megan will come back properly and this will all be over!
Celestia's eyes quickly darted over the page. Her golden magic enveloped the book and gently but firmly pushed it down to the floor.
My dear student, when was the last time you slept? Or ate?
Spike raised a claw.
Nonsense.
I used magic instead. But it doesn't matter. I found it. I found the answer.
Twilight spoke faster and faster, a manic edge spreading through her voice like a spiderweb crack through glass.
If I can help Applejack, then I can help everybody. And I will help them. I will. I won't fail them. I won't abandon them. I won't leave them out there alone, stuck in muck while I flapped my wings and got away. It's perfect.
Her left eyelid twitched.
It's perfect.
Celestia's brow furrowed.
Twilight.
She paused, her head angled upward. Her eyes widened.
Princess?
Twilight stepped back, and then turned around to follow her mentor's gaze. Princess Luna and Discord were in flight, spiraling around one of Canterlot Castle's tallest spires.
Taking the Earth Pony Crystal out is the only way to keep every pony safe from this mayhem.
Stop!
Twilight raced up into view, her horn flaring.
Stop before it's too late!
Twilight Sparkle?
Luna grimaced in confusion.
What is this? Hast thou taken a leave of thy senses?
Yes, what's the big idea?
Discord added, shaking the red aura off his tail like so much rainwater.
I almost chipped a tooth.
He conjured a small mirror and parted his lips, studying the reflection of ghastly dentition from a dozen species.
Removing a crystal is not like flipping a switch. We could lose everything.
But if we don't try something, we can still lose everything.
Hitch, no.
If Discord tries to make it disappear, Equestria will end up buried in it.
The gathered ponies in the courtyard fell to nervous whispers and murmuring.
What am I doing? You're right. This isn't me. Guess I'm just scared and unsure. Magic doesn't operate by any rules. Rules are what I know. What if I can't be the sheriff every pony needs now?
You'll always be a strong Sheriff Hitch because you care.
I'm sorry, every pony. I just love Maritime Base so much. But maybe having less magic isn't the answer.
But we're gonna find out what is the answer, right?
Yeah!
You bet. Yes. Our cutie mark magic is combining? What filter is that?
It's not a filter.
If you're seeing this, magic is now more powerful than it's ever been. And Earth Pony magic has been activated for the first time in the history of Equestria. Magic is alive, always changing, growing stronger. There are evil forces out there who will want to exploit it. Once a pony tried to steal all the magic in Equestria for herself, and almost succeeded. I did all that I could to protect her from by summoning all of my magical strength to achieve placing the magic in the crystals, but the spell is broken. You are exposed to the world once again. You must watch out for before she... Oh, I'm with you.
No, come back!
Quanish was a fool. Did he say how this dragon form is achieved? Typical Quanish. Leave out the most important part. The first shows someone leaping upwards. The second, kicking backwards, then turning and rotating quickly.
Let me get this straight. To assume dragon form, we have to jump up, kick back, whip around, and spin?
Kick back, whip around, and spin!
Nothing happened. Am I doing something wrong?
Well, to tell you the truth, it does seem a bit old-fashioned. After all, we are in the 20th century.
What do you suggest?
Well, it needs rhythm, tempo, music. As I always say, do it with a flair. Do you mind if I have a go?
Oh, of course not.
Now come along, you lot. We need all the help we can get.
It's time for training and we're getting started. It's on, you know. And we wanna see you whip and shout it.
have you seen what's been going on? They caught an engine. Edward, I think. They're breaking him up in there. I don't know. Something about it just doesn't feel right to me. Have you seen? Den's lip twitched as though he were attempting to speak. It wasn't steam engines. The fire. It was him. People. Oh my God. All this time, I've hated the steam engines. I've been so angry, and it's all I've been so wrong. Thank you, Dan. I've got so much to do. Thank you so much. I've been such a fool all this time. I have to tell you guys something important.
Yeah, nice excuse. Now tell us what happened to Edward. I swear if you diesels did anything to him, if you disrupted one edge of his paintwear,
Doug,
I
please,
swear.
please, Doug, just let him speak. He might be able to give us information. Look, I know what happened to Edward, and you're not going to like it, but I promise you, I'm on your side, okay? I've learned some information, and I want to help you. Just please give me a chance.